y'all, it's your girl Armonee Michelle, and I'm back with another video. As you can see by the title, this is yet another story time. But before we get into the story, if you have not done so already, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure that you are subscribed. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to do that. Okay, that should have been enough time. Also, I'm trying something new with this video. I'm not going to put any background music on it. I'm just going to tell the story and leave the background kind of silent. So in the comments below, let me know if y'all like this sound better or if y'all like the background music. Let me know how y'all feel. Let's get right into the video. This is the story of my worst date in my 25 years of living. Worst day ever. So let's give the guy that I went on a date with a name. We can call him Carlos. I don't want to spoil the things coming up in the story, so as more characters come into play, we'll give them names, but right now the only name y'all need to know is Carlos. This story time is actually one of my more recent story times that have happened to me versus the other ones that were from years ago. I won't give y'all an exact timestamp, but I will say that this story time happened within the last year. So a little bit into how I met Carlos. I've kind of always known of him, you know, friend of a friend type of thing, but we had never had like a personal friendship or relationship or anything like that. Always followed each other on social media, but never really like talked type of deal, until one day he slid in my DMs, made some conversation. We were talking back and forth just through DMs, and then he finally got my number and so on. We were talking for a few weeks before he finally asked me out on a date. He wanted to go down to one of our local bars and like sit, eat, drink, something casual. So the plan was that following weekend that we would go to the bar together. So when the day of came, I actually decided to drive my own car because we were gonna go like midday kind of evening, and then he wanted to go and skate afterwards because he's a skater. And I didn't want to go skate because I'm not that good at skating. So since he had something that he wanted to go do afterwards, I decided to drive my own car, and we ended up just meeting up at the bar. So fast forward, we get to the bar. I'm looking cute and casual. He's looking cute. I liked what I seen in person. Like I said, I have always known of him, but I never really looked at him in that light. I finally looked at him once we met up for our date, and I'm like, okay, he's actually cute. Like, the attraction was there. Let's see what the night holds. We go in the bar. We seat ourselves at this table. Once we finally got settled in, seated, one of the waitresses slash bartenders came up to our table and basically asked if we were ready to order anything. We ended up ordering drinks and kind of told the waiter to come back maybe a little later once we decide what we want to eat. That night, initially going into it, I didn't really have intentions on getting too messed up. I wanted to be a little tipsy, be cute on my date, but still be able to obviously drive home. I ordered a Sex on the Beach, and I think he might have ordered like a Corona or something, and then maybe like a shot of Casamigos. So she brings us our drinks, we're drinking, we're having conversation, and literally like, I wanna say 4 to 5 minutes later, the waitress comes back and she had another round of the same drinks that she had just set on our table. I looked at Carlos and I'm like, when did you order more drinks? And he's like, I didn't. So the waitress is like, oh no, this is from the girl over there. So she points and we both turn to see who bought us drinks. There's a girl, she has on a hat, she's sitting with a bunch of other girls, and she's just waving. She's like, and his whole demeanor changed, y'all. Like, he turns around and he kind of like sinks down into his seat. It turned out that the girl that was sending us drinks was actually his ex. Huh? So after we discussed that, I'm like, are you still dealing with her? Like, and he's like, no, we've been done. Me and you being on this date shouldn't be a problem. He said that, but his demeanor said otherwise, y'all. Like, he just came off real nervous. Like, I didn't like that. That's not what I came on this date for. Like, her sending them drinks over kind of changed the whole vibe of things. A few minutes go by, and at this point it's kind of awkward. So then he's like, do you want to just go somewhere else? Do you want to leave? Maybe we can just go skate and blah, blah, blah. But at this time, y'all, I had ordered some food. I don't even remember what I ordered. I think it was some wings. And I'm like, no, I don't want to leave early. So some of you may say that us leaving might have been a good idea. But I looked at it as, if you are not dealing with her anymore, why can't we still carry on with the plans that we had already made for our night? Which was to sit here at this bar. After we're done, you would go skating, because I didn't want to go skate. Because once again, I can't skate. I had the mentality of, nobody's running me off. We chose to be here. This is where we're going to be. I looked at him and I'm like, no, I ordered food. And I've already told you that I didn't want to go skating. If you are that uncomfortable that you want to leave, you know, you can. I can call one of my friends up here to finish the night out. Of course, he really wasn't expecting me to like rebuttal and kind of be like, no. So he tried to act cool with staying, but like I said, y'all, he just seemed so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable, in fact, I think he overdid it with the drinks. He kept ordering rounds and rounds and rounds of drinks. And I feel like maybe it was just a nervous reaction. Maybe he was trying to loosen up, because he did feel how tense it was once he noticed that his ex was in the same building that we were. I had ended up seeing some old friends of mine that I don't always get to see, and they were actually on their way out. And Carlos had ended up seeing some of his friends, so they were all standing around talking. While he was doing that, I decided to walk outside with the friends that I had seen in passing just to catch up. So I ended up telling Carlos, like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm just walking outside with them. They're about to leave, but I'll be right back. He's like, okay, cool, whatever. I ended up walking outside and we're just talking, standing around. Shortly after that, I noticed that Carlos is coming out of the bar and he's walking towards us. He's like, let's go. And I'm like, where are we going? He's like, we're just gonna leave. You know, we can go anywhere you want. If you don't want to go skating, we don't have to go skating. So as he's talking, I'm looking behind him and I'm noticing that his ex and her friends are kind of walking towards us as well. So I was trying not to jump to conclusions. I'm like, maybe one of them parked over here. Maybe they're meeting with a friend. I don't know. But the last thing that I wanted to think was that they were trying to be funny to me. I kind of tuned him out once I noticed them standing there, because I'm trying to be aware of my surroundings. I have been in altercations where I have been outnumbered before, and in situations like that, I just try to stay on my P's and Q's. Mind y'all, I didn't have any other female friends there. Like, I was meeting up to be on a date. Therefore, I didn't bring anybody with me. I had no intentions of leaving or following him like I had told him. So he ended up grabbing my keys in a way to kind of get me to go with him, trying to get me to go to his car. He just wanted to leave. So he grabs my arm and he's like pulling me. As he's pulling me, he notices that they're all standing there. And the way that they were standing, in order for us to get his car or even back to the bar, we would have to go through them. He kind of grabs my arm and tries to make me go around them, but we would have to walk in the wet grass because they were standing on the sidewalk, which was the only sidewalk to get to the cars and to get back to the bar. Y'all not finna hold me. Like, y'all not finna make me go around y'all when y'all are just standing here trying to intimidate me, because that's what it came off. It came off like intimidation. Either they were trying to intimidate him, me, both of us, I don't know, but I wasn't going for it. So I remember snatching my arm back from him and I walked through them. As I'm walking through them, she instantly just attacks him, y'all. Full-fledged, just like. And as she's swinging on him, he just takes off running. I mean full-fledged, running like a track star down the street. So he's running down the street. She's chasing him. Her friends are going after them. I'm just standing there like, and then I remember he has my keys. Y'all, they must have ran like 3-4 blocks before I finally caught up to them. I was like, I'm not running. I catch up to them and she has him cornered in between these two buildings, and she's like, you got me effed up after everything. And she's like crying, and he's standing there still trying to escape, but like I said, she has him cornered in. So while she's crying, he's just like, they noticed that I had walked up. I don't think that they initially realized that I was following them. Like I said, I just wanted my damn keys. So I'm like, can I have my keys? And she's like, you need to choose right now. And he kept saying like, I'm not with you. Like, why are you tripping? I'm not with you anymore. And she's like, choose right now. Choose right now, me or her.
Y'all, I had to pause the video and come on here and make a quick disclaimer. If you find yourself yelling at a man and demanding him to choose between you and another girl, baby, you already lost. Like, don't ever let a man get you to that point of craziness, okay?
And I'm just like, I choose keys. Like, can I have my keys, sir? I can make this a real easy choice for you. I choose keys, you choose her, everybody happy. I don't want no parts no more. Like, I was completely turned off at this point. I wasn't expecting him to literally choose. So as she's standing there yelling like, choose, 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 he's like, Armonee.
Child. Anyway, so
y'all, and that made it so damn awkward because everybody kind of just froze. Like, her and her friends, they weren't expecting him to say that. I damn sure wasn't expecting him to say that. Me and him were just getting to know each other, so it's like we don't really have any time in for him to pick me. She obviously was way more emotionally invested in it, so it's like when he said he chose me, that pissed her off even harder. She starts wailing on him, screaming, crying. Her friends are standing there like the Gross sisters. And I actually remember getting into it with one of them because I was there trying to get my keys. But one of them looked at me and made a comment like, you want to date with him and you really don't even know what he really got going on. And I'm just looking at her like, first of all, why are y'all talking to me? Like, do you think he's the only nigga in Indianapolis that wants to go on a date with me? No. So out of all the niggas that are asking me out, that want to take me out, why would I purposely choose someone who got all this going on? Like, make it make sense. And don't try to check me. Check your fucking friend, because she's going out sad. That whole night, like, just from her sending the drinks, her chasing him down the street, all of them standing up on the corner like trying to intimidate me or him or whatever. Like, as a friend, I couldn't see myself agreeing to that. Like, I'm that friend that's gonna tell you when you're wrong, when some shit should just be let go. Like, we're not going outside over no nigga. Some shit you would just think people would be mature and not take part in, but I guess not. Back to the story though. I remember after I got my keys from him, they're still chasing each other down the street. I decided that I was just gonna walk back to the bar by myself. I still was thinking like, you know what? I got a babysitter tonight. I really don't get out much. I'm gonna still enjoy this night even though it's not going as planned. So I ended up calling up one of my friends and asking her to come up there. I told her a little bit about what just happened, but I told her that I'll explain more once she pulls up. So I walked back to the bar by myself. My initial intentions was not to get plastered off of my ass, but I feel like because the night was going downhill, I kind of reacted by drinking way too much. Mind you guys, while we were on our date, he had his tab open. Every time we would order something, he would just get it put on his tab. Because we left abruptly, he didn't close his tab out. So when I went up to order, she's like, oh, you want to put it on Carlos's tab? And I'm thinking, after the night he's put me through, you're damn skippy. Add it to his tab. So while Forrest Gump and his ex are outside running around playing tag, I am inside the bar running up his tab, drinking up my drinks, you know, enjoying my own company. My friend ends up pulling up like 20-something minutes later, and when she got there, I just felt a little more comfortable to drink even more, which was a bad idea. I was definitely off my ass. The last thing that I remember vividly was me looking at her and saying, I think I have to throw up. So she grabs my hand and rushes me to the bathroom. Now that I think about it, we probably should have just went outside because it probably was time to go at that point. But no, for some reason, we went into the bathroom and I'm guessing I threw up in the toilet. I'm saying I'm guessing because after I told her I have to throw up, I blacked out. We're gonna cut to the parts that I do have memory of, and then we're gonna go back and fill in those blanks with what happened in between time. So after I remember telling her that I had to throw up and then she guided me to the bathroom, I blacked out. Then my next vivid memory is me in my passenger seat of my car, and I just have motion sickness and I'm just regretting all those drinks, and I'm just laying there on the window in the passenger side of my car like I'm just drunk. Like I just feel like I gotta throw up again, but I'm trying to hold it, and I blacked out again. And then my next vivid memory is me in my guest bathroom of my home violently throwing up, like violently, like it was violent. And as I'm just like projectiling throw up, I look up and guess what I see, y'all? You're gonna lose your shit when you realize who was holding my hair up as I was throwing up in the bathroom of my home. Carlos's ex.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I know you got a lot of questions. I know you are confused. I know you're probably a little overwhelmed at this point in the story. And I get it. So we're going to rewind back and we're going to fill in the blanks. Because once I sobered up, my friend had to explain to me what happened in those times where I was blacking out. So remember that I initially called my friend and I was telling her a little bit about what happened, but I told her that I would go into more detail once she got there. Well, once she got there, I was already drunk and I got drunker. I don't even think I got around to really like going into detail about what happened, telling her who, what, why, when, where, because remember, the guy that I want to date with, he's fairly new to my life, so my friends don't know who he is. They don't know anything about him. They don't know anything about his exes or none of that. You know what I mean? So when she rushed me into the bathroom of the bar, she says that I immediately went into one of the stalls. I'm throwing up, throwing up, throwing up. As I'm in the stall throwing up, my friend goes to wet a paper towel, I guess to wipe my mouth or whatever. As she does that, a girl comes in the bathroom. I don't know if she initially came in there to wait on the stall or what, but she said once the girl noticed it was me in the bathroom throwing up, she came into the stall with me and was holding my hair up, rubbing my back. This is his ex, by the way. This is the ex that is doing all of this. By the way, my friend does not know who she is. My friend does not know that this is the ex. And because I'm so off of my ass, I can't even explain to her who this is. I didn't even react to her being the ex. I was just very drunk. So because I was throwing up so much, my friend looked at the ex, who she assumed was also my friend, and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take her home. So they helped me up off the bathroom floor. They were helping me out of the bathroom, through the crowds of people at the bar, out to the cars, where my friend says I then took a fall. My friend ends up trying to call her boyfriend to see if he can pull up to the bar and drive her car to my house while she drives my car and I'm in the passenger seat, because she came up there by herself to meet me. So she just wanted to make sure that my car got home and that she was still able to drive her car home after she made sure that I was good. So as she's trying to orchestrate that over the phone, she says his ex is like, oh no, it's okay, like I'll drive her, I'll get in her car, I'll just follow you in her car, and then I'll have my friends bring me my car. They can just drop it off to Armonee's house, you know, just so we can make sure she gets there safe. Huh? So they helped me into the passenger seat of my car. My friend gets in her own car and his ex gets in the driver's seat of my car. The ex is then following my friend to my house in my car. So we get to my house and my friend said, she was like, okay, I got Armonee, like, you know, thank you for helping me, you can go, whatever, whatever. And the girl was like, oh no, I just want to make sure she's okay. So they ended up helping me up the stairs, getting me into my house, where I then ran straight to the toilet in my guest bathroom and just started throwing up all over again. And that is the moment where I looked up and realized that the girl that was helping me was Carlos's ex. The ex's demeanor was totally different than it was when they were blocking the sidewalk and sending drinks trying to be funny in the beginning. I personally refuse to believe that she just genuinely wanted to help me after seeing her act a plumb fool in the middle of the street at the bar.
I also forgot to add that at this time, Carlos was blowing my phone up. But because I was so drunk and there was so much going on, I didn't even have my phone on me. So I'm guessing that he decided to just pull up over my house to make sure that I made it home safe, since he did leave me at the bar technically.
So while I'm in the bathroom throwing up, I also hear someone knock on my front door. My friend, she's like, I'll get it. She opens the door. I'm still throwing up and everything at this point. The bathroom door was like halfway shut. The door suddenly opens and in comes Carlos. Before he could even say anything, he sees his ex, who was kind of standing a little behind the door. So initially walking in, he couldn't see her until he came in the bathroom a little further. And once he laid eyes on her, she like shuts the door and like traps him in the bathroom with us. As I'm on the floor trying to get my life together, she's looking at him and she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, no, what are you doing here? Why are you at this girl's house? Like, are you that nuts? They both leave the bathroom. They're out in my living room arguing at this point. When I come out of the bathroom, my friend is sitting on the couch. She's confused because she doesn't understand who these people are just yet, but she knows that there's something going on. The girl's friends end up bringing her car. I remember her just being like, was this what you want to do? So is this really what you're gonna do after everything? Like just some of the same stuff that she was saying at the bar. And I remember him just being like, you went too far, you're at this girl's house, like this is too much. You just need to let it go, blah, 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 blah. I think at that moment, my friend kind of realized, okay, this must not be Armonee's friend. And this must be the guy that she went on a date with. They were bickering back and forth. He just kept saying he didn't want to be with her. He was done. That she needed to leave him alone. She's messing up what me and him got going on. She was hysterical. She was crying. She was yelling. Mind y'all, I have neighbors. Like, I live in an apartment. It's a really quiet neighborhood. Like, we don't have them type of issues. So at that point, I got annoyed. And I remember just being like, you know, everybody can go. And he kind of was like what? And I'm like, everybody can go. Everybody ended up getting the fuck out. I was very drunk. I remember going in my room, stripping, and just sleeping off the rest of the drunkenness. You know when you're so drunk, you done drank so much water, you done ate bread, you done did all the little remedies, you done threw up your life. Sometimes the only other option is just to lay down. Waking up the next morning, and that's when my friend called to check on me. She ended up just telling me everything that went down. That's when we put the pieces together, and I told her, no, that was not my friend. That was his ex. And you know, after realizing everything that had taken place the night before, I was so weirded out, y'all. Not only was she inside of my house, but like, she's obviously not mentally stable over this man, or hell in general for that matter. So I also have learned that when a woman is acting out of character, she's being childish, she's being immature, she's acting bothered, 90% of the time it's because the man is still dealing with her. It was just a lot of confusion, just mess that I wanted no part of. The fact that she would even be out of her rabbit ass mind enough to get into my vehicle but disguise it as she's trying to help me. Now that I look back on it, I really think that her intentions were to come over my house to see where I live and how I'm living, just in case me and him still decide to deal with each other, so that she now has a new location to pop up and act crazy at. I don't think she was expecting him to pull up to my house that night, but he did, which is where they start arguing and doing the most all over again. I don't know. I watch a lot of true crime. I watch a lot of Fatal Attraction. And to me, these niggas just don't be worth it. But you will meet some females who don't love themselves enough not to put their all into a man to where it drives them crazy like that. I cut things off with him, and I never hung out with him again after that. He has recently reached out to me on social media and tried to spark things back up, asking to take me out again, asking for second chance. But honestly, the way that night went, I don't think that a second chance is deserved. I kindly declined. Not even to sound cocky or anything, but for me to be interested in you and give you even a little bit of my time, you shouldn't have took that for granted. Like, you get one time to mess up with me and it's over. Especially in the headspace that I'm in now, I do not want my time wasted, and that whole night was just a big red flag. I don't know, y'all, these days I just want peace, and if I see something that is at all threatening my peace, I'm just not interested in it. Like, maybe me 3-4 years ago, but me now, no thank you. I've done too much work on myself to be in the peaceful position that I am in now, to let anyone come along and just mess that up. Like, if you aren't living a peaceful life, I'm sorry, but that's your business. Like, you're not gonna come into the peace that I've created for myself and mess it all up because you don't have things under control in your life. I'm just not interested in immature situations, people, or things. And legend has it, she's still chasing him up and down the street around that same bar, so. Some of the most craziest things happen to me, and I used to be like, God, do you have it out for me? Like, why does some of this stuff happen? You know, everything happens for a reason, and maybe the reason is so that I can put all of these crazy events into a story time for you guys to sit and enjoy. If you have reached this point in the video, you are now at the end. We are now at 522 subscribers. Can you guys believe that? Like, I remember just a few videos ago being happy that I made it to 100 subscribers, and now we're at 522. We are definitely on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But I am so thankful for all the support and all the kind words and all the comments and shares that I'm just getting from all the videos on my channel so far. You guys are amazing. I have the best subscribers in the world. I really love that you guys love my videos. Like, I do this for you. I genuinely sit and think of ways that I can make my channel better for you guys. I was thinking about my next story time kind of being a mukbang. I was also thinking about maybe inviting a guest. I know my 5-year-old misses filming as well. He always asks me when he can do a video with me, but I have a bunch of ideas for you guys. Let's try to get this video to 10,000 views. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn those post notifications on so that you can be notified the next time that I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for just thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video.